You're in incognito tonight?
I am, yep. My internet is unstable.
Okay.
But you're now officially live, so you're good to go.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we might as well start the meeting now. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for popping in. We're going to approve the agenda, but I just beforehand, can you everybody hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Just beforehand, I talked to Kayla. Just we didn't have to make an addition to the agenda about welcoming Ada and Linda as new members of the board. So if we can make a motion to accept the agenda as amended, that would be great.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Second it. All in favor?
Whatever, Kayla, you can decide.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, just, I guess, sorry, under marketing or whatever, I have just a quick little proposal, or maybe it goes under streetscape. I just have something to mention about chair and chair sponsorship. Sorry.
Well, I think we're going to cover, like, we'll just, you can do that under marketing, just do.
Okay, perfect. As long as it gets in, sorry, I should.
Okay.
It wasn't something I put forward in advance.
Okay. Where is everything? Yeah, I'm just sort of, give me a second here. I've lost my Zoom page here. What the heck? Here we go. Okay. So we've amended the agenda. We're all good. We've made a motion to that. Somebody seconded it and everybody's in favor. Let's approve the, anybody have any disclosures of disqualifying interest? No? No disclosures? Okay. We'll approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I just have one tiny little amendment when it comes to the resolution regarding the direction to you about the John Wiggins Memorial.
Okay.
It shouldn't say investigate and create. It should just say investigate.
Oh, well, I think it was kind of going to draft some ideas, wasn't it?
You're supposed to draft anyway, currently it reads that you're to investigate and create. I think that could be tidied up so that it's just, bring a proposal or something like that.
Okay, so investigate and draft a proposal or some possible ideas. I don't want to present that without talking to the family either. So
oh gosh, I know that's a big project.
So yeah.
I also have updates from the brewery too.
Do you? Okay.
Anyway, also, that was just the one little thing that the idea would come back to the board.
So would you just like to change create to draft proposal?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
If you got that, Kayla, is that good?
I do.
Okay, good. And then the only other thing I noticed on the minutes is Heather's name was not on the attendees, and it's probably not a big deal, but she should probably get credit every time she's there.
I'd like perfect attendance.
No, it's actually quite funny. While you guys were all chit-chatting before the meeting started, I updated that, and I think the approval of the minutes date was wrong, or sorry, agenda date was wrong as well. So I caught a couple, but
okay, good, awesome.
Thank you.
So do we have a motion to accept the minutes, the approval of the minutes? And Heather's made the motion, second. Jen, are you seconding the motion? Oh, Doug? Okay. All in favor? Everybody's in favor? Great. Okay. So business arising from the minutes. Payment options, POS for BIA. Is there anything about that, Sarah?
No, I haven't dealt with that.
Okay.
Nope.
Billboards. Heather, is there anything on the billboards?
I got halted on some billboard pieces because of the lockdown and working with the company that's going to help reface some of them. But I do have a meeting on site at the billboards on Friday. So we're just discussing how they can be refaced because the owner of the property and billboards really doesn't know. So I'm kind of helping move that a little bit forward. But I'm meeting a sign company on site on Friday. So hopefully I'll have another update. Oda.
Yeah, I mentioned again to Cindy. I mean, obviously it's I also have one there that I'm going to update to my business as well. With sharing as much as not just saying Quinn's Bistro, as much as including the words Creemore and everything else to be part of that I will certainly run it by all of you before anyway, because it's
Yeah.
you know, it's,
Oda, at the last meeting, Heather was going to go ahead and research getting a BIA billboard there. So just
Yep.
don't worry about changing your own personal billboard yet, and let's see what Heather, how that comes
Yep.
together.
I'm going to be collecting sort of the quotes and what we need somebody on site sort of to measure everything out and just see what the surface is, because it's not your typical ones. Like I think they're like plywood or something.
Oh, okay.
I just want to get a professional to look at them so we can get a better quote, and I can share that information with you, Oda, as when I have that as well.
Okay.
I can try and hunt up the invoice from the last time we did it. We went with the BIA sign that's currently there. We didn't go with a metal surface, or we went with like a metal surface as opposed to and it was expensive. I think we were up in the $2,000 or $3,000 range. It was quite a price number. The other thing is I spoke to PETA from the
Farmers Market,
and they're very interested in having some kind of representation on that billboard. And she was asking me about that. I recommended that she speak to you, and I know that you guys are in touch already.
Yeah.
Good idea.
If I may, it's not to do with the exact signage, but it's when I was going out of town across from the Esso station, it seems that the township sign as Creemore going right is, on the southwest corner. It's like falling off, like fold off. I mean, just
and that's a municipal
just
sign?
went to. I'm gonna assume it's just the blue sign, just by the highway there between 9 and 42 or. So when I'm coming out of town here on 9, I'm trying to go left to Stainer. It's gonna be on my right hand side corner, so it's pretty much fall over. So
Doug, who would we mention that to?
I'll go and have a look. That would be probably.
It's not a Todd sign, right? It's not an Ontario sign.
No, it's like it's a highway sign. Like it's the blue signs. There is one on the kitty corner from that, like on the sign of the John Deere.
Yeah.
So this is like
the blue ones.
John Deere.
The blue ones are, and I can't remember exactly which one that is, but there's the blue ones that we have that are Tourism Ontario directional signage from Todd's. So
but it's like straight to Toronto, left to Stainer. Oh, sorry, left to Lowell, right to Creemore.
Yeah.
I don't think those are the
Todd's
ones, but
I don't think so. Yeah.
No, those aren't the Todd's ones. But
okay, Doug, that would be great if you could have a peek at that for us. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I know Sarah has a big update on the washrooms, right?
I think we went over it last time. The only update I have is that we have received $1,000 worth of funding from the municipality. So that's great. They've been invoiced for that.
Nice.
And I guess there is a big update in that we did receive official approval from the station. So we're all set to go as soon as the restrictions are lifted.
And is that planned for May long weekend then?
Well, it's when the restrictions.
Assuming the restrictions are lifted.
Yeah. So I have to check in with Debbie and make sure that she gets the training on the phone. And I also need to follow up with Amanda because she was supposed to send me procedures.
Okay. That's great news, Sarah. That's glad that we've been able to get some help with the funding of that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So the only thing is that $1,000 is exciting.
Okay, great. And rack card, do you have an update on that, Sarah?
I have not done that yet, but I should.
Okay.
I will do that.
That's a good update.
Right on that. I've been busy with the bathrooms and the Mother's Day, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Okay, I got that.
Awesome. So the next is events, and I'm assuming the only event kind of on the horizon is the Lavender Festival thing.
Yeah, so in terms of what's happening with the lavender stuff, one little update is that Cheryl has designed and has a bunch of ladies sewing bunting for all of our members.
Oh, nice.
So that's really cute. And then the other thing around the lavender is we were approached by somebody wondering if there was a way that they could participate or help. And so just some ideas that came to my mind really like quickly was the idea that we could do some kind of a sponsorship program for people that aren't BIA members. And we could, I put together a little proposal. So I don't know if now's the time to talk about that. It's really quick. It just has to do with the idea that we could get sponsorship for each and sponsorship recognition for each of the chairs. So we could put a little memorial, you know, like what they put on the memorial plaques. They cost about $20. So I thought we could put a call out to members and community members. And if they wanted to make a donation, we could recognize it on one of these chairs. There would be 10 chairs, first come, first serve.
Yeah.
It would not be difficult to implement, and it could give us the opportunity to have $800 more. So I have a written report if people want to see that, but I think we could get sponsorship, and I think we could turn it around pretty quickly.
Okay. Is there some way to tie in the acknowledgement with the Lavender Festival rather than just like a memorial plaque
There's
thing?
no festival. I mean, it's
Oh, you know what I mean, Lavender Days or whatever. Or,
yeah, it's that their names would be on a plaque on one of the lavender chairs.
yeah. It'd be great to tie it in more to lavender than just a plaque. Are the chairs going to be painted? Are they
Yeah, we painted purple.
purple? Yeah. Be great if the people sponsoring would put their maybe put their logo on there, but in tones of purple, maybe.
Well, I think price and time are two things that I really looked at in order to roll this out. So I did look at like those memorial plaques. We can, on the bear chairs, which are kind of standard, usually they have, when they design them, they actually have a plaque right on the front.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm thinking is more of an easy ask in terms of a donation. It's less about the donor than it is about us. And it's an easy way to, it's an easy ask. So, I mean, I don't want to make it complicated or have to come up with any fancy ideas, but if we thought that that's a good grab, I mean, grab in the best sense.
Yeah.
We could do that quickly. So I wanted to bring that to you guys. I'm happy to implement, but I didn't want to do that without money.
I think personally, like looking at it from our side, it makes perfect sense. But when I look at it from the other business side, it's like, where's the value there? So what does everybody else feel? Would they like to just think that's a good idea? Grab some cash, let business owners decide whether or not it's valuable to them.
And I'm not talking just business owners. I'm thinking of everybody. So I think that
personal sponsorship as well. Is that what you mean? Like,
yeah. So I'm meaning anybody. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a downtown business because the request was from a realtor.
Okay. So how do we feel about if there's businesses from out of town that want their name on a chair? Is that cool?
Well, what's the price that we're looking at to have the name of the chair?
The price that Lori and I kind of bantied around was $100. So the cost to implement is my time plus $20 for the plaque. So $80 net.
I think if we go around local businesses first, that maybe there will be enough takers to take it because you know, I mean, it's kind of cool to be part of that, you know, and it's not like I'll take one, like, you know, just kind of
I'll take at least one.
Yeah. So what I thought I would do is the first note of if we want to do it would go out on the Facebook. We'll see how many members. I think that's I love that way of reaching out to our membership. I'll start there. That way our members have first dibs. And then after that, I have a few business contacts that we could just put it out to. The goal here is to spend like a couple hours on this project and make $800 for the BIA.
Minimal time. Yeah.
Tiered. So members have, there's a price for members and a price for non-members.
Like I said, I wanted this to be like dead simple.
But you know, nothing is dead simple when politics are involved. So
yeah, I think that there won't be even time to be.
Especially when committees are involved.
Well, so should I just then, I mean, I could do 100 for members, 200 for non-members.
Yeah. How does that sound?
Or 150 for
Just an
non-members?
idea, like I have no preference. It was just an idea to sort of.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah, no, I like the idea.
No, you're right, Heather. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it would be,
So the people will look at it like that, that we want to support ourselves, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so I guess what I'm looking for here is just approval of the board to go forward with this idea.
All in favor? I think it's great. And I think the directive would be offering like we said, the price, offering to our members first at a member price and then a higher price for non-members, and keeping it simple that's cool.
Oh, it's got to be dead simple. I
Yeah.
don't have, I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Almost there. I'm so sorry.
Sarah,
Yeah.
this might be a good time just to jump in with the addition to our agenda of welcoming Oda and Linda to the board.
Oh, officially.
It was just approved officially by council last week, I believe. So
Oh,
that's
sorry.
awesome. So they're official board members, which is awesome. And maybe Oda or Linda would like to take that on. So
So the turnaround on this project is about a week and a half.
yeah,
So it needs to be really fast and streamlined.
yeah.
I honestly think it's going to be a Facebook message to everybody and then just collecting money.
So if I can, like, I know I'm usually not the fast turnaround person. However, I believe that this can be done in a, as you said, Sarah, in a very quick way, even without posting. I mean, it's so how many chairs do we have? 8 or 10?
10.
We have 10. So we'll start with the Facebook posting to our members and then we'll go from there. Ota, maybe one of the things that if you might be really helpful in terms of non-members and people that might want to purchase.
Yeah, I would love to go around the town and just to kind of.
Okay, so why don't Oda and I work on this together?
That sounds great. Perfect. Okay. So
Yeah.
we have a motion to
I'll take it,
direct
yeah.
Sarah to pursue that. Everybody's in favor? Yeah. Okay. Do we need like an actual motion and a second, Kayla, or is that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Because we're actually taking money and not spending money, so I didn't know the difference. Right? Okay. So motion from Oda. Is that okay, Oda? The motion is from you and
Yes.
seconded by, who would like to second the motion? It's Heather? Okay, seconded by Heather. All in favor? Official? Yes, we're all good. Okay. Awesome.
Great.
All right. So it doesn't look like we have any members of the public that want to,
So can I? Sorry, I've been like my internet is cutting out. So
Okay.
who is on that with me? Was it Sarah? Sorry, it was.
Yeah, you and me, Oda.
No, sorry, I'm cutting out. So it
yeah, it's you, Oda, and Sarah are going to work on that
Sarah,
together.
perfect. No, it's like because nobody's moving on the picture, so I'm not quite sure.
Oh, whoops. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. All right.
The goal is to have the chairs out in about 2.5 weeks time, and hopefully we will be able to put them out with the plaques on. If not, we'll just have to go around and screw on the plaques later.
Yeah,
So that's essentially,
I'll be there tomorrow in your place. We'll get
Okay.
right on.
essentially, Sarah, does that cover street decor update then as well?
That's it.
Okay, good. That's
Oh,
brilliant. No,
Bob Rancer took the trees out. We're all cleaned up. We're ready to go. Heidi's ready. We're ready. We're ready.
okay. So your flower bins are going out before May long weekend and your chairs are going out?
That's the
Yeah.
hope. I'm hoping. I've got everybody. I checked in with everybody, and we will need help painting chairs at some point. But I'll reach out to members via the Facebook to do that.
Do you have dates yet for that project?
No. So Patrick is getting the chairs through the Mennonites. He can't phone them, so he has to drive over there. So he's not exactly sure when he's going to get them, but he's hoping to have them next week, and then we'll
Okay.
set up a date.
I'll just watch for the dates.
Yeah. And do you have a space to paint them?
I think we might be able to do it at Home Hardware in their parking lot, is my hope, so that we can just do it in one location and we don't have to move them.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Sounds like that's all good. And so you'll put a notice out and let everybody know when they're there. It might be good to give everybody a heads up ahead of time that you're
Yes,
going to
absolutely.
be looking for people to paint chairs, and yeah.
It's, I will heads up paint chairs. Okay, yeah, I'll get some interest and then I'll send out the possible dates. Okay.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay. I know Lori's not here with the marketing update, but Sarah, have you got a marketing update as well? Or?
We did a little something for Mother's Day, not a ton, but we had 9 or 10 businesses participate with what I do know is that we had a pretty high click-through, according to Joey. Like, we had a lot of people from Instagram going to our website, which is great. That's not necessarily always the case, so that's good. I hope the members felt like they were represented. It was great to see the moms, some of the moms putting in their pictures. I heard from people that they liked seeing our business owners and in a different light. So I hope we made you proud. All of these things are always super last minute, it feels like, and someday maybe it won't be like that and we'll do a better job, but we did something, so that's good. And
I
the
think
cost is very low.
awesome. Yeah.
I have a question. I mean, it's the and and Sarah knows that the best about me. Like, I'm not the best in getting something done like right now, because it's I'm running too many businesses or ideas, whatever. But maybe perhaps we can plan those things a little bit more ahead of time. I would have loved to participate more in that whole even Clearview Mother's Day and stuff. I would have loved to be a part of it, but when it comes to the last week of that it's happening, I can't. Like, it's like, so if I would have a heads up there from the township about participating in it a little bit longer, then we could have think about it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's totally the goal. I think as we build strength on our board and we're able to share the work a little bit more, then we'll have that timeline fixed. I think right now the problem has just been with the transition. Lori and I have taken on a lot, and we too are trying to do a lot. So that's part of our problem, but I think we can definitely address that by spreading the work out.
And so
just things before
to throw one thing in there. So perhaps, according to our business styles, I might be much more helpful from, let's say, November to May than I'm from May to the end of October. So it's like, sometimes, I might not be as participant in those times, but I will be able to give more in the other half of the year, perhaps. So just so you guys know that, when it's, I can do more.
Yeah, I think that's true of a lot of the businesses, that it would be really great if we could all hunker down and really kind of set everything in January, February, get a lot of the work done in advance. I think that is a great idea, Oda.
I think, Sarah, you've had a goal for ages. You've been, like, when we were throwing events before pandemic, that we did our planning during the winter and trying to get those things lined up. And I think it would be safe to say, Sarah, that this formatted package is going to happen every holiday now that you've kind of got it dialed in.
Yeah, so we're dialed in. So just expect this. It's the next ones. So we'll just, and if you look at our budget and that gives you a good indicator of all the different activities and events. And maybe I can get Lori and I should maybe send out a calendar.
Yeah, I was just going to say it would be good to put a calendar together and just throw it out every couple of weeks on Facebook, and to remind people can just keep looking at it, and eventually everybody will hopefully catch on to that. And
because it does sit in the budget and in the planning document that we kind of worked through. But you're right. I think we could do a better job. One thing that did happen that I feel pretty good about in terms of planning ahead is we did get communications out to our members about Lavender Days. So hopefully that's given them enough time to the things that they've been told about purchasing, and then also ensuring that they've given me their information for the rack cards, that sort of thing. So we're for the first time with this Lavender Days, I do feel like we're a little bit ahead of the curve. So but you're absolutely right. Like, and if we spread out this work, then we will do a much better job of giving people a heads up. So
I'm not actually on the email list, like receiving notifications that go out. So I'm not sure whether or not notices are going out. But if you're
not on the MailChimp.
I am not on the MailChimp. I am not getting the MailChimp. So I would love to, I've talked to Lori about that a couple of times. It'd be good to be added to that, just to.
You might have been scrubbed from it. So she yeah, okay. I'll mention that to her.
Well, it was probably left on as 100 Mile Store, right? But
maybe, yeah.
Never, Okay, awesome. All right.
But can I ask a question? So when those and maybe they do, as I said, I'm not the best with the email, but if when those notification and stuff comes in, the lavender was perfect. Like I'm pretty sure that I did everything I had to do. But I think, but is there a way more of a, instead of just an email, to be almost set like the same as an invitation to the Zoom meeting, kind of like, you know, and with a reminder and stuff, because we all are kind of business owners and we just, you know, we don't check emails from, you know, 2
So
weeks later. So is it way like to have like that it could be added to our personal calendars, perhaps? I don't know, the deadlines.
I can only take so much responsibility for our
I don't know if it's even possible. I'm just asking as a question because I don't know if that's.
I'll talk to Lori, but I do know that there is a BIA Google Calendar that exists. We could add these dates to it. We could share it with our members. That way they can always just go there and look if they're wondering what's happening. So I'll talk to Lori about that. The other thing is that I personally like the Facebook thing. I can see who's seen the messages that we've posted and people feel pretty responsive there. So I don't know if that's somewhere that you go to, Ota, but that might be another tool that you could use as a business owner.
Are you getting more feedback? Sorry, Ota, are you getting more feedback from Facebook or from direct email? Facebook, yeah. Okay.
People interact with that much more than they interact with the emails.
Yeah. So I wonder if maybe we should put a blast out, just letting the membership know that this is where your communications are now, period. We're not going to send you a personal email. It's just going to be on Facebook. Look here for
yeah, I mean, I think a policy and understanding of how we deal with every single activity and event so that we have some consistency, both for our purposes and then also for our membership, is a really good idea. So maybe Lori and maybe Heather as the secretary could look at that.
Yeah.
I mean,
just like create like here's the template, you post it to Facebook, we send out the email, they get a reminder, done. And then everybody knows that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not usually the person who is actually, you know, have all issues with those things, but I did recently cancel my personal Facebook for personal reasons. And so my business Facebook is run, let's say, through Marlene's Facebook, because you need to have a personal to run a business.
Yep.
And I don't think that you say, well, you can only see it on Facebook. Well, I'm not signing for Facebook. I'm not going to ask Marlene to be sending it to me. It's my staff. So there will have to be some kind of option for, because you know,
I agree. I agree. We can't expect people to use a public, like a platform like that as a sole thing. I agree.
It's just really hard because like as Ota pointed out, everybody, there's a business owner, including Sarah and Lori, and running their own businesses as well as trying to keep everybody else's business marketed is probably an unreasonable request. So I think it's been a problem for a long time, and I'm not sure what the solution is yet, but the communication has always been the issue, right? It's like, you guys are doing stuff, you're doing great stuff, people aren't finding out about it, or they're ignoring their emails or whatever. But I don't.
So right now, the two-prong approach, which is the Facebook and the email, and we're hoping for the best, and then word of mouth. So we're trying. I mean, we're a small enough group that hopefully we're catching most people. I do try to reach out to individuals if they're obviously absent.
Yeah,
I think there's, you know, I don't think it came out right what I was trying to say. It's like there's no problem with communication from everybody to me. It's rather my lack of perhaps you know, follow up sometimes. But it's like, I just thought that maybe there is a button somewhere there that it could just do the same thing that we are doing, just kind of remind us all. But hey, I will manage my own time better. It was not saying that we're not doing it right. Okay.
I think there must be best practices that we could be following, and we should take a few minutes to try and figure them out, Ota. We want it to be easy. If you're struggling, then others are.
Yeah. Okay, does anybody have anything to add? Because I think this is going to be like the super quick meeting, and I think we've covered the agenda. So
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Financial update. Sorry.
I didn't do a P&L for us.
Okay.
Little updates. We have invoiced the Creemore Community Foundation for their portion of the levy as per their agreement with the municipality.
Mhm.
So that's $1,000 we've received, and we've received that money. We have received our first installment of our levies for 2021. I'm still looking into our 2019 and 2020 HST
Okay.
dates from the municipality. So those are sort of the things that we're in great shape financially. So that's kind of where we stand. I think there's over $70,000 in the bank right now.
Awesome. That's great. Linda and Oda, anything you want to say to the group before we sign out as being new members? I'm just not putting you on the spot or anything, you know.
No, I mean, I really am, I'm really grateful to be part of, this town and a group of people that care so much about the town, and majority of the people I met around here feel the same way, that, so it's kind of makes it so much easier to want to be a part, even having a little guy and running businesses and stuff. It's like I want to give something back as well, and and hopefully we can find something that I can bring to the table more. I think that the diversity between all of our kind of jobs and not necessarily personalities, but personas, it's kind of makes that group so much more colorful and have more opinions and thoughts and
Yeah,
and
for sure. Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
the more ideas that can go in the pool, the more interesting things you guys can come up with. So, Linda, did you have anything you'd like to?
Well, I've been wondering about something for a while now, and that's with the fact that only the outdoor dining is very limited, and also because of the sidewalks and stuff like that. My question is it actually possible that on weekends the street is closed so that the restaurants and cafes can utilize the road? Is that something that would be possible?
In my previous experience, I would say no, but
Yeah.
not on a regular basis, but
Yeah.
without a giant committee effort, probably taking a year to put that through. But
Okay.
Sarah, you had something to add to that?
We did kind of talk to Amanda and Terry about that, and their feeling was a road closure signified somewhat of an event, and they
Okay. Yeah.
discouraging that. So, but I think one of the things, and maybe Oda, this is where you can help, or maybe actually you're not the right person, but I mean, the fact is that we do want safe passage for pedestrians, and we do want our restaurateurs to have places for people to eat. And there have been, we really need to encourage our restaurants to know and understand the rules and what they can and cannot do. Like right now, all of them could be applying to actually have a space on the road. So we can't necessarily close the road, but they can apply for a permit to block a section of the road right in front of them. So things we could do to encourage that would be incentivizing by offering maybe matching dollars. We could do things that would help our restaurants if we want to ensure there's more space for sidewalks and our customers, everybody's customers. But I do think it's going to be our biggest issue this summer. And I think that having some ideas and getting to Nancy and the pub and, I mean, really, I think Chez Michelle's fairly set in what they're doing. And I think Oda, you're fairly set too, right?
Yeah, no, and plus if I do one, I can add the, to have the parking lot, but so it's like the pub has, but I think that then we're gonna run into an issue that has been here last summer, which was through the pandemic already, and there was very limited places to park, and then limited place to park for sure people who live here, but during the certain peak periods of time. But so I'm not quite sure how is it to be closing the streets, but I think that perhaps instead of closing a Mill Street, and maybe once a month closing the Caroline Street, kind of just halfway and halfway, which is not the main it's not the main road. So like it's not my parking lot, but me donating the parking lot and Jen, like this road just between us, and then the one on the other side, and then let's say the next month could be the one, Elizabeth Street, that there will be more the pub and stuff kind of going back and forth, and putting a table and chairs there.
I think it's a probably a way bigger topic than at the end of the meeting that Lori, the chair, is not there at. So perhaps we could save that for another time. But it also involves some emergency vehicle access. Like there's so many things to take into consideration. It is a bigger project than just
for sure.
If we wanted to, and if there is a member here who kind of wants to take that on as an issue, we could certainly start a subcommittee. I mean, I feel like we're late to the game right now.
Yeah.
But Lori has been talking to Dan about it. I know Mylin has been very active speaking with Dan. I think we could, as the BIA, things that we could do would be sharing information about patio dining and the resources. But I'm assuming that most of our restaurateurs have seen those.
Yeah.
So we're hoping
would Linda be interested in heading that subcommittee? And maybe
sure, I could totally look into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and putting I would think it would start with meeting with all the restaurants and seeing.
I think so too. I think that's the best place to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Okay, so do we need a motion for that, Kayla, to create a subcommittee?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, please.
We have a motion directing Linda to, as the chair of a subcommittee, exploring not necessarily road closure. It could be as something as even having single lane. Like there's so many ways to do it. So how do we want to word that? Exploring
maybe outdoor dining. I mean, even the sidewalk.
Options, maybe.
Yeah.
Additional seating.
Yeah. Even the sidewalk, if you do have a table, there's still 6 foot apart from most of the businesses. So maybe you don't have to have it on the road. Maybe it could be on the side of the sidewalk, but then we might have to have some kind of a rope or barrier to.
Well, there's all kinds of issues with that for sure, with pedestrian traffic and safety, and so that's Linda. That would be awesome. That's a big thing to take on in your first day officially on the board. Good for you. You go.
Open 2 weeks from now. Not that we're ever behind. Yeah, not that we're ever on the back foot on any of these issues.
Awesome. That's awesome.
But talk to Lori and Mylin first. I think
for sure.
Yeah. Work on this already, so I think that they'd be really. I think that they would be so thankful if
they'd be so happy. Yeah, for somebody to take the lead on that, be great.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add before we?
Sorry, who seconded that? I had Oda moved it.
Oda made the motion. Jen second. All in favor? Yeah, all in favor. Passed. Okay.
Is there a date for the Village on the Green to be finished? Is it this summer or it's not? We don't know. I don't know. I know we don't have a control over it or anything, but it's just personally.
Who's the liaison from the BIA to the Village on the Green?
Lori.
Sorry?
Lori.
Oh, okay. So sorry, Oda, you'll have to chat to Lori. She might have an update for you. Anyways, it was very lovely seeing everybody, and if there's nothing else to add, I think we can motion to adjourn.
Yep.
Yeah? Everybody great? Okay. Heather makes the motion. Who would like to second? Doug second the